Welcome to part 3 of my Arabic videos. I didn't have a camera working, so I wasn't making them for a while, but now that so many people are watching them, I decided I would use my webcam to throw up another video, just showing as promised how to use the letters to combine into words. So it won't be as good of quality, but hopefully it will still get the point across. Okay, so where we're going to start is, if you've been following along, and you have that chart that we kind of created showing the different word forms for initial, medial, and final letter positions in a word and how the letters change, whether or not they're at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word. That might be helpful, but we will go through some of those things too as we go. The first thing we're going to do is create a very simple word, and this is ana, which means I. And if you were to represent it in English, you would probably write A-N-A. So now to represent that in Arabic, now Arabic doesn't have any real set vowels, but they do have a letter for A, as we learned, and that's Aleph. So the letters that we're going to be using here are the A for Aleph 2 times, and we're going to have to use the N, Noon. And because Arabic is written the other direction, we have to start here. So we're going to simply do Aleph, and the next letter we're going to be doing is Noon. I'm not going to connect them yet, but I just want to show you how the letters all add up. And then finally we're going to be ending with an ana. Now this is a relatively simple word, and the noon doesn't change position or doesn't change shape too much when it's in the middle. We simply remove this last loop and combine it with this last aleph. So to write the word ana, we simply write aleph, nu, aleph, and don't forget your dot. And ana again means I. Now if you want to say my name, because ana just represents you as a pronoun, whether it's I or my or me in general cases. So if you want to say my name is, you don't even have to say is, you just say my name and then your name. And the word for name represented in English would be ismi. And the letters of that, now even though this is an I, it's still seen as an aleph sound. So we're going to start with an aleph. Next we have an S, so we're going to use sin, which is this guy. And then we have an M, so we're going to use the meme. And finally we have another I sound, but in this case, because it's more of an ismi, it's a ya. A lot of times you'll see that, in fact, a double I is representative of a ya, because it's like a Y ending at the end of a word. Jamiya, not at the end of the word, but that E sound is also represented by a Y, because again, there's really no vowels used. There's vowel markings, but other than the aleph, there's no vowels used. So, based on that, the ismi combines all these different letters, and of course we combine them together. Now, again, you have to pay attention to the fact that these letters change. Now this is at the beginning of the word, this is at the end, so it won't change too much, but these 2 letters are in the middle, and so they're going to change shape a little bit. And it's not so hard with the scene. The scene just sort of takes off one of these loops. You kind of do a double loop and then move on, do another one up here. It's not so much of a dip down, but you're looping. And then the M, the meme, really does change shape a lot. And what you do, if you'll consult your chart or just look here, you make sort of a loop up and then keep going. And that's how the M is going to look in the middle of the word. So if you combine all these together, you're going to start with and now here we stop and we have to put that M in. We've done the I or the A sound, and we did not connect it to the S because they don't get connected. Same thing in ana. The first aleph doesn't get connected to the next letter. Aleph does not get connected to anything, whether it's at the beginning or the end of the word or the middle of the word. You always take a break after the aleph. And so here we have the aleph and we have our S, and we're waiting for our M. So for our M, we're going to come and make that loop, and then we're going to finish it out by dipping down for our ya. Now that's pretty bad looking because we went kind of slow, so I'll show you how it looks when you actually write it out. That's ismi, and ismi equals name. So, if you wanted to write my name is, you would write Ana ismi. In English equivalent, it would be like that. In Arabic, we start with the Ana, and then we do our ismi. And then after that, you'd put whatever your name is. My name being Lori, L-R, which is Lem and then Ra. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to say, using another phrase, using the Ana, where you're from. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to say Ana min, which means I'm from. So the English equivalent of that would be Ana min. Now we know how to do the Ana. Going this way, it's na. But the min is going to be using an M, a meme, and an N, a noon. And again, we don't have the actual vowel because it's not a double I. It's not such a Y sound, so you're not going to have the ya in the middle. Just the M and the N. And of course, you have to reverse them for Arabic. So in their isolated forms, that would be meme and noon. But because we combine them, now again, this M, this meme, has kind of a funny shape when it's in a word. And at the beginning of the word, it also makes sort of a loop. So we start with that M as a loop. And then we go right into our N for our noon, and there's our dot. And that's a pretty easy word. That's min. M-N, min. Ana min. I am from. And you'd, of course, write it reversed. Ana. And then min. I'm from wherever you're from. Okay. Now, before we move on to our final lesson, I want to teach you how you can say that you've done a good job with your Arabic so far. The word mumtaz means excellent, and this is a longer word, so it'll really test your skills, but it's not using too many new letters. The way you'd write it in the English equivalent would be mum, te, and then you'd use this DH. This DH is the tol letter, which looks like that, but it has kind of a z sound when you say it, at least the way that I would say it as an English person. Probably not entirely correct if I was actually in an Arabic country, but mumtaz is the best representation I have so far. But that's this character here. And then the A is going to be, the two A's are going to be an aleph. The T, of course, is going to be a te. And then these two M's here are going to be double M's. You don't use the vowel sound of the U, so you're going to have two memes. A little darker. So when you combine these all together, of course, reverse everything. So we're going to start with our two M's. And again, they're those loops. M's are loops. So we're going to do our first loop. And then we're going to go in for our second loop, which is a little awkward, but now we're going to make our T right up into our A. And I didn't dot yet, but this would be the T. And because nothing comes after aleph, like here, we have to take a little space and then finish with our dal character. Again, that would be M, T, A, D, dal, mumtaz. And that's how you say excellent.